What's up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. I know you want to just make fun of me. Every time I say what's up, you guys, he wants to joke around and say,
what's up, you guys?
JC does that too. Yeah. So today's video is different. This could either be the dumbest thing I've ever done or genius.
It's a good idea. I think it's a good idea.
You think so?
I do.
So, what the hell?
I know what's going on.
So what the hell am I gonna do today? Reese is now Officer Reese. He looks like a cop anyway, so it totally fits. And I am going to lock myself in a bathroom for 24 hours. Now, every single prison YouTuber describes solitary confinement like locking yourself in a bathroom for 24 hours. We're gonna time lapse that for you guys, and we're gonna break down what solitary confinement actually does to a person. It is my hope that in doing this, you guys will be able to not only hear what solitary confinement is like, but actually visually see what it is like from the perspective of me, someone that has gone through this many times, and Reese will be the officer. He will be bringing me food 3 times a day at the same times that an inmate would receive them. So that would be 11, which is almost 11 now.
There might be some, additional punishment during this solitary confinement.
11 a.m. is lunch, and 4:30 p.m., 5 p.m. that is dinner, and 4:30 to 5 a.m. is breakfast. Yeah, and I know a lot of you have asked why they do that. They do it to break you down, but they also do it because these officers are working 12-hour shifts, and they do it for shift change. So they want to get breakfast done by 7 a.m. so they can go home.
Yeah, and they gotta, I think it's a whole process to feed, a whole prison or jail community. I mean, they can't be serving that stuff up at 6:30 p.m. at night. I mean, because then they got to pick up the trays, they got to clean them. I mean, they want everything wrapped up early. You know what I mean?
Yep. So
are you gonna enjoy this?
If I need something, I have to bang on the door and ask you for it.
I might not come up. I might not show up. I might not respond.
Yeah.
I might strip you down and leave you in the shower.
That happened to me before.
I know.
I mean, I had my clothes, I was able to get dressed, but I actually, at one point during solitary confinement, I was left inside a segregation shower, standing on my feet for 6 hours. 4 to 6 hours. It was a long time, and it was painful. You can't sit down in the shower. I mean, you could, but you'd get wet and you'd get dirty. So I'm gonna surrender my phone.
All right. Give me, what else you got on you, inmate?
I don't know, underwire. Do you need my underwire?
Give me that underwire.
I'm not allowed to have a phone, iPad. I'm going to ask you for a book, but it's gonna take a few hours to get a book because I would have to fish for it. A lot of facilities don't even allow you to have a book other than the Bible, and we don't have one of those. So you'll
be having that coming to Jesus party by yourself.
Yeah, a lot of southern states lock you in solitary confinement and they leave you only the Bible. That was actually started in the 1800s. That's where solitary confinement started, and it would be a time of reflection so that you could study the Bible. And it was torture. So that is what we do in the United States. Torture. All right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
So we have removed everything out of this bathroom. It is completely empty. I'm not allowed to look out the window because a lot of solitary segregation cells don't have windows, or they're covered with some kind of material where you can't see. So yeah, let me just give you like a little quick overview of my new digs.
Your new digs? All right.
That is my bed.
Well, it looks comfortable.
Doesn't it though? Yeah.
Looks like you got a high-class pillow mat.
I used the smallest one I could.
Oh yeah?
That's to get another angle for you guys.
Yeah, all right, I'm back up here.
It's very small.
Yes.
And that's all the toilet paper I will have. I don't get a full roll.
This is probably about the same size, right?
That's why I picked this bathroom.
About the same size. I hear any gruff out of you. They come in here with a baton and beat you to death.
Don't do shit, get out.
Turn the camera off! All right, are you good?
I'm good.
All right, yeah, holler like 2 hours before your book and maybe I'll get it for you.
So it just feels like I'm in a bathroom right now. It feels like I can just walk out since it is my house. I don't know what to do. Solitary confinement is commonly understood as the physical isolation of people confined to their cells for 22 to 24 hours a day. In solitary confinement, a person rarely has any contact with other people. Around the world, and increasingly in the United States, there's a growing consensus that solitary confinement of incarcerated persons is, at best, an ineffective and inhumane practice with little to no benefit, and, at worst, outright torture.
Here's your juice box and it'll sack lunch. Inmate, I'll throw it on you like they do. Alright, that's it. Don't ask for anything else. Ever.
A clementine. The United Nations considers solitary confinement for more than 15 consecutive days, a period often far exceeded in Florida state prisons, to be torture. People subject to solitary confinement for any notable amount of time experience increased instances of mental health episodes, such as anxiety, depression, and even psychosis. These consequences are not limited to individuals with existing mental health issues. People who are otherwise mentally healthy are at an increased risk of developing mental health problems once in solitary confinement. It wasn't really that smart to try to work out because now I'm kind of sweaty and I can't take a shower. Even though I only did, burpees and push-ups and a couple of things on the bed. It was already a little bit hot in here, so now I'm just like sweaty, and that was kind of dumb because now I feel gross. It's been about 2 hours. Numerous studies have shown that solitary confinement harms a person's mental and physical health, as well as the community to which the person eventually returns. People in solitary, in fact, attempt suicide at a much higher rate than those in general population. What's more, solitary is disproportionately used for people with mental illnesses, people of color, and people with disabilities. The less restrictive forms of solitary confinement mandate that all individuals only be allowed outside access for 2 hours, 3 days a week. The most restrictive forms prohibits any outdoor access after 30 days in confinement, and then only for 2 hours, twice during a 30-day period. So Reese brought me a tray. It looks like mixed vegetables and rice and a tortilla. Like, it legit looks like jail food. I'm like really not hungry. I think this is like a frozen, like one of those stir fry frozen meals. Yeah. think like the hardest thing is not going down there when I heard him making dinner. Because I really wanted to eat dinner with my kids and with Reese, so yeah. I just can't believe I went through this for years. Like, I was in and out of jail so many times, and I can't believe that I just accepted it as like a normal thing. I accepted it as a reality of my lifestyle. Like, if you want to sell drugs and be an addict, you're just gonna go to jail sometimes. Not a big deal. Because now to think back at that, it's like, what? Girl, what do you mean it's not a big deal? I would hate to have to go to jail. I've only been in here for like 5 or 6 hours. No, that's not right. I've been in here for 7 hours. So yeah, I'm getting really anxious and I don't even want to eat this. I just want to leave this freaking bathroom. But I told myself that I would do this challenge and I would see it through, and I'm not gonna quit. I'm just really anxious right now. Like, I'm so over it and I'm not even hungry. I just know I have to eat because I won't eat again until 4:30 in the morning. So Reese wakes up at 4:30 in the morning to go to the gym, and that's when he's gonna serve me my breakfast tray. It's like, oh my God. And I still can't leave after that. I still have to stay in until 10. Cheers. At least he put some ice in my water. Yes, I am sitting on the toilet. Yep. But like, I don't know where else to sit. You know what I mean? I really wish these vegetables were fresh because I'm having a hard time eating them. After I eat this, I'm gonna try to get some more rest. I'm gonna try to just go back to sleep. That's really hard for me to do because I'm such a light sleeper that like small sounds wake me up and agitate me, and yeah. I think it's increasingly difficult because I hear my kids play and I can't go play with them.
The central issue, psychologists say, is that lack of external stimulation through contact with other people and the lack of audio or visual stimulation. Some people can generate their own ideas and can channel those thoughts into positive activities, but others may become obsessed with negative actions, including self-harm. People in solitary confinement may suffer from restlessness, hallucinations, incoherent thoughts, and speech. Others may develop post-traumatic stress disorder. Even more chilling is the increased rate of suicide by individuals kept in solitary confinement. Mental health experts also note that individuals placed in solitary confinement are often sent there because they do not follow rules, but they may be unable to do so because of their mental illness. A vicious cycle emerges in which individuals who are unable to conform to behavioral expectations due to their mental illness are placed in solitary confinement, which contributes to a further deterioration of their mental state, which causes them to be regulated to solitary confinement for an even longer time period. Mental health is already a crisis in state prisons. According to a 2017 report, while half of people held in state prisons either had current serious psychological distress or a history of mental health problems, only about 1/3 of them currently receive mental health treatment.
Wake up. Wake up. Come on. Here's your breakfast. I should dump it on you for being such a turd. Alright.
Stop.
Let's turn this shower on.
Oh my Reese. Am I in a bathtub?
You're in a bathtub.
Why am I in a bathtub?
Because you're a low-down, dirty drug smuggler.
Oh.
Better eat. 2 minutes, I'm taking the tray.
You go to the gym?
Yes, going to the gym. So you can clean all this stuff up. Chop chop.
Wow, I look stunning. I'm guessing it's like almost 5 o'clock in the morning, and my neck hurts because I slept in a really weird position. And at one point, I got up and I turned the light off because it was just too fucking bright, which I know is a luxury a lot of people have in segregation, but I was sleeping on the floor at one point, and then I guess I got back in the bathtub. I'm tired. I'm really tired and I'm really irritated. My head hurts. That's probably from the lack of coffee. I did have coffee yesterday morning, like my usual coffee. Oh God. I don't really feel good. I don't really feel like eating anything. It looks like Reese brought me a chopped up banana, peanut butter toast, grape juice, and oatmeal. Besides the banana, that's pretty close to what you get in jail. This is probably the dumbest thing I've ever done, but I really just wanted to put myself back in that mindset, you know? Oh, I'm so tired. I don't think I've ever looked this rough in a YouTube video. I'm really tired. I gotta like get up and splash some water on my face because, yeah, I'm just really tired. It's pitch black outside. Because it is probably close to 5 in the morning. I really just want to go wake up my girls and hang out with them for a little while. I miss my babies. I've heard them play all day or yesterday. And I really want to take a shower. I'm surprised that this camera battery didn't die. My other camera I've been turning off periodically because I don't want it to die. And a lot of it is just really repetition, you know, of me just sitting down and reading a book or whatever. So it is difficult to time lapse a 24-hour video into like 20 to 30 minutes. Let me show you the tray. So he brought me grape juice and toast, and yeah, so it doesn't look too bad. I'm actually really hungry. I don't want fucking juice, I want fucking coffee. Some jails would give me minced coffee. Prison, they have coffee in the chow hall. A lot of jails have peanut butter as a source of a major calorie intake. It's high in protein and calories, so there's peanut butter all the time. So peanut butter is a really common thing in jail, and so is oatmeal. So I fucking hate oatmeal. I hate it. I hate the texture of it. It is cold. Ew. But there's banana. I like bananas. There probably wouldn't be bananas, but Reese had to make the calories close to what you have for breakfast. I'm like fighting this overwhelming feeling to cry. Like I really just, for some reason, even though I know my kids are like two rooms down the hall, and it's 5 o'clock in the friggin' morning, I just want to wake them up and hug them and kiss them and like lay next to them, and I can't get that out of my mind, and it's so weird. Like I'm not in a jail cell, I'm just in my fucking bathroom, but I've been in this bathroom for a really long time. It's weird that like I wouldn't break down and cry in jail though, because like I knew like I couldn't leave. It just messes with your head, especially when you can hear your kids play and you're not supposed to leave the room. So yeah, I slept like shit, so I'm probably just really overtired. And that's also not an uncommon thing in solitary confinement. Sleep deprivation is a big deal because of the lights, but also because other inmates will be screaming and banging on the door and fighting, and officers will be yelling at them. You don't sleep very well in isolation. it's not quiet in isolation. So yeah, I'm probably feeling really emotional because I'm so tired. It's crazy to think that so many people right now are in a freaking segregation unit, like suffering, you know? I could have very easily given up and just walked out of the bathroom, and they can't. So I really just wanted to take myself back here to this place. And I know that might seem so crazy to you guys watching, but like I really wanted to bring myself here for this video. This is either the dumbest thing I've ever done or genius, you know? It's definitely something that I would challenge you guys to do, not for 24 hours, just for a little bit of time. You don't have to stay in your fucking bathroom for a day, but like just a couple hours, and see if you don't get really anxious, you know? I'd recently bring me a book until I was like 4 hours in, 5 hours in, which is pretty standard for jail, if you would get a book at all. You think I did good?
You did good.
Hey, so I'm editing, and this was just a really emotional moment between Reese and and I'm not going to include that in today's video, but I was crying, and I just had a really hard time coping because I was so tired and just really vulnerable. I was so happy to see him and so happy that I could leave the bathroom. So yeah, that was the end of that. So I wanted to get a good night's rest and a shower and some coffee and some good food, and then come back and give you guys my final thoughts, as well as kind of walk you through some moments that I cut out or I edited out or we just didn't have time for. First of all, I want to say that I know the Ride or Die crew is going to be wondering if I am okay after doing that. Yes, I am okay, but that was really, really difficult. Now, after the first, it's hard to say because I didn't have a clock in there, but I want to say about 2 to 3 hours, I started to sweat. Now I was trying to do burpees and push-ups and work out a little bit to kind of just release endorphins, and exercising is good for your mental health. So I was trying to do that and implement that a little bit, but I got too sweaty. Now I was a little bit hot before I started working out, and then working out made it worse. Now, it is not hot in my house ever. We keep the temperature in the thermostat at a really low temperature, 68, 69. That's where we keep it. So I knew that it wasn't hot in the house. So when I started to get hot, I was honestly a little more anxious because I knew it is not hot in this house, especially the bathroom with the cold tiles, you know, it's not hot. So that was challenging for me because I knew what I was going through. I knew, you know, psychologically where I would be at the end of this, kind of. I had an idea how tough that it would be. So when I was starting to get hot, that kind of triggered more anxiety for me. I tried to sleep the best that I could. I tried to read a book. I tried to move around and walk around. Now, after about 4 or 5 hours, that's really when my anxiety kind of kicked in. Now, was this hard because I could hear my kids playing throughout the house, and I could hear there was things going on around me? Because that's the excuse I gave while we were filming. I said, oh, I hear my kids, I just want to play with my kids. Is that why it was so difficult and emotional? That is just one component of what I had gone through in the bathroom for 24 hours. But honestly, I was just slowly getting more and more and more emotional. After about 3 to 4 hours, I want to say, my stomach started to really hurt. Now that got increasingly worse as the hours went by. I started to get really almost sick to my stomach. I wasn't hungry. I didn't want to eat anything. And even when food was brought to me, my stomach was just in knots. Now that was stress induced and anxiety induced. I was not hungry. I was so stressed. I was so overwhelmed. And at the end of this 24-hour challenge, I was extremely emotional, and I was just holding Reese crying. And that is for a lot of reasons, you know, sleep deprivation being the most apparent in this. I was already a little bit tired going into it, and then when we were finished, I was really tired. My neck and my back was so stiff. I was so sore, and I'm still not fully recovered. Even though I slept last night, I still don't feel 100%. My eyes were swollen that morning. I was just kind of a hot mess, but I wanted to go there. I wanted to take it there. I wanted to show you guys and kind of just run through a timeline of how that would affect me, a person that has gone through this. Now, because I have pre-existing mental health issues, such as depression, anxiety, and PTSD, it doesn't take much to trigger those in me. And solitary confinement and isolation at its core is torture. So it really didn't take much time for me to start being anxious and having anxiety, and my body temperature increased. I was sweating, my stomach started to hurt, and that's just in 24 hours. So I really wanted to show you guys that and give you guys the perspective of someone that's gone through that, and just let you see how truly painful and difficult it is to be isolated in a room by yourself and you cannot get out. If we continue to treat inmates like animals, they will continue to lash out. They're gonna be angry, they're gonna be aggressive, they're gonna be violent. So many Americans are locked up for years and years and years in solitary confinement that does permanent psychological damage. So I want to implore all of you to have a little bit more kindness when someone is getting out of prison. I want to encourage you guys to do your absolute best to understand the trauma and the pain that these people are going through. We desperately need to change our prison systems, and that change needs to start now. These are people's lives. Yes, they made a mistake. I understand that, but solitary confinement is torture. It is always my hope that in making these videos, more people will understand what it is like to go to prison. And yeah, I broke the law, but I'm still a human being. We have over 2 million people in jails and prisons, and they are going through tremendous torture. Over half of the inmate population will leave prison with PTSD. So I really hope you found this video educational, and I really hope this sheds a little bit more light on solitary confinement. I love you guys. Stay safe, stay sober, do not break the law, and I will see you guys in my next one.